And let us now see the third type of iterative structure, that is for loop. Okay, so what's the syntax for a for loop? It starts with the keyword for, followed by 3 statements. What are those 3 statements? The first statement over here is the initialization statement. In the while and do while loop, I had initialized the variable before entering the while loop, right? So here initialization is done in the for statement, followed by a semicolon, followed by the conditional check. The check is also done in the for statement, followed by the incrementation or decrementation operator, which updates the check variable. In this case, the check variable is I. And once I enter the for loop, I mention the task, or I mention the piece of code which has to be executed again and again. Okay, so the same program will try and write it using a for loop. So if I am using a for loop, I use the keyword for, followed by parenthesis, followed by declaration of the variable. So if suppose I have not declared a variable, I can declare it here. I have declared a variable I, which is my check variable, and the initial value of I is equal to 0. Okay. Now suppose if we are using this variable A here, you need not declare it. You can simply assign it. Okay. If you have not declared a variable, then you can declare it here also. Okay. Followed by a semicolon, followed by the conditional check. So how will I check it? I less than 5, right? I am incrementing from 0 to 5. Semicolon, so this has to be terminated with the semicolon, followed by incrementation or decrementation operator. So should I increment or should I decrement? In this case I am moving from 0 to 5, so I need to increment. So I am incrementing the value of I, right? Followed by the opening flower bracket indicating the start of the for loop, followed by the statement which I want to execute n number of times, that is hello world. Now do I need to use this updation of variable A? No, not needed, so I delete it. And this while statement also can be deleted. So this is how I use a for statement. Okay, fine. Now what if I remove this flower bracket? Can I remove this flower bracket? Yes. Why can I remove the flower bracket? That's because the statement that I want to execute here 5 times is only one statement. If suppose I want to execute more than one statement, I have to make sure that those 2 statements or those statements has to be placed within the flower bracket. Got it? Okay. If the number of statements that has to be repeated multiple number of times are more than 1, you have to make sure that those statements are placed within flower brackets. Is it fine? Now let's see whether I am getting the output that I desire. Now if you see the output over here, hello world is printed 5 times, and this was the output that I expected, right? Okay, now instead of incrementation operator, can I use decrementation operator? Yes. In that case, my initialization and conditional check also changes. So I can initialize the value of I from 0 to 5. And what would be my conditional check here? I have to decrement from 5 to 0, right? So I say I greater than 0. Okay. So what would be the output now? Hello world would be displayed 5 times, right? So let's see. If you see the output, it is displaying hello world 5 times. Okay. Okay, so now let me say I greater than or equal to 0. So how many times will I enter the for loop? I'll enter the for loop 6 times, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Right? So 6 times I'm going to enter the for loop. So the output would be hello world would be displayed 6 times. So you see the difference when I change my initialization variable, when I change my conditional check variable, right? You see the output depends on these parameters. So you have to intelligently think of the parameters that has to be set in order to determine your output. Let us now consider another case wherein I do not mention the initialization variable, neither will I mention the conditional check nor the incrementation or decrementation operator. For example, I delete this part here. I do not mention the initialization variable, I do not mention the check, I do not mention the updation of the variable. So I keep it empty. What happens then? If you see, in such a case, your loop will always go into infinite loop. Okay, so this loop will never terminate. So you are going to be in an infinite loop. Okay, so always remember that do not mention this type of condition. In this scenario, it is always in an infinite loop. So also, suppose I use a while loop instead of for loop. If I mention a while loop and mention the condition to be always true, what would happen here? This loop would go into infinite loop, right? Because the condition is always true. If suppose I mention a number over here, okay, imagine I have mentioned a number 29. So what would happen? Would it still be in infinite loop? Yes. Okay, any number other than 0 is referred to as true. So this would definitely be in an infinite loop. The condition which I have given here is 29. Any number other than 0 is true. Okay, so this would be in an infinite loop. If I could run this and show you. If you see the output, it is printing hello world multiple number of times, right? There is no end to it. So always remember, do not give such type of conditions. Your loop would definitely be in an infinite loop. So also if I write here 0, that means 0 means false. So your control never goes inside the while loop. While false, you never go into the while loop. Okay, so these are small facts about your programming.